Okay. This story is about my stalker from high school who went by the name of Mankind. Not sure if you are familiar with late 90s, early 2000s WWF wrestling, but it was it was all the rage at the time, and a very popular character was named Mankind. He was a fucking psycho guy and a caricature of a mentally ill man. And a legit mentally ill person at my high school was very into him. His real name was Sergio. He was a grade below me. But everyone called him Mankind. Even a few teachers called him Mankind. Just, it was a different time back then. It was 2003 or something like that. Different time. But yeah, good old Mankind. He was well known around the school as just I got to describe him physically as well. He was 16 but had the appearance of being a 46-year-old really. He had a hunchback of Notre Dame vibe to his appearance. Very hunched over, thinning hair, very thin hair, a permanent 5 o'clock shadow. Uh, like it's just a strange dude, and his big thing was like he would ask, you know, more healthy, vivacious, and athletic boys in school to often throw him in trash cans or choke slam him in the hallway. And of course, what fucking 16, 17-year-old dude is not going to be like, oh, hell yeah. Of course they were choke slamming the shit out of him all over that high school. But yeah, I had theater class with Mankind. And see where I fucked up is and this has fucked me over many times in my life. I feel bad for these poor unfortunate souls, and I cannot resist just being nice, making small talk, just feeling sorry for somebody. And I knew I had something in common with them. I was watching wrestling, like I knew all about it. So, of course, I just chatted him up about what had happened on that week's episode. I don't know. Of course, he fell in love with me instantly. And he started writing me these weird letters, which really had no train of thought to them. It wasn't like actual well written thoughts on paper. It was more like, I don't know, like a spoken word session, but in the handwriting of maybe a 10-year-old. And he would include drawings, always a drawing, usually of Mankind, sometimes of me and Mankind. And there would also be his own blood smeared on these pages. Yeah. I, of course, was weirded out, but I also just tried to find it funny, I guess. Like, ha ha ha, what a fucking weirdo. But he he started also bringing gifts. Just weird, like weird used shit from around his house. Used spoons, like old costume jewelry that looked like it had been buried at some point. One day he brought me, at the time, all three new Dixie Chicks albums. Now, at the time, I did not give the outwardly appearance of someone who would be into the Dixie Chicks. I might now, I'm not sure. But at the time, I definitely did not. But honestly, the albums were good. They had some bangers, so thank you for that, Mankind. I did listen to them a lot. Um, where it really started escalating was the character Mankind always had a sock puppet of himself, or I don't know, whatever. But my Mankind, he he always carried a sock puppet as well, but then he made one of me, and he put little cotton balls on it for boobs with little yarn hair and all that. And that's when I was just kind of like, oh, fuck this, you know, because like everyone in class started like making fun of me, like calling me like, oh, mankind's girlfriend, you know, stupid shit like that. And to a 16-year-old girl or whatever, that's the worst shit on earth. So, and then he would just do weird, corny shit like if he saw me in the like he would purposely like wait around my classes, like he memorized my schedule, I'm guessing, and he would just always be out there, and he would like do a really exaggerated bow when he would see me. Like very like milady type bullshit, you know? And it was just a spectacle in the fucking middle of a busy hallway of children. It was fucking embarrassing. But I started just being like, "Oh man, like I just tried my it was almost the end of the year and I was just trying my best to avoid seeing him in the hallways. I started skipping theater class all the time. Like I did not give a fuck. So I just wanted to not have to be around him. So here comes the last day of school. I'm like, "Oh, great. Finally about to be rid of this man child." Um I see him that day with a camera around his neck. Now, back then, that was the thing to do on the last day of school. Since there were no camera phones, you took a big ass camera to school, or if you were poor, you bought one of them shitty little disposable ass cameras, and you took pics of your friends because you're like, oh, I'm not gonna see my friends all summer. Oh my God, guys, I gotta get pictures of you all. Now I knew damn well that motherfucker had no friends. So as soon as I saw that camera on his neck, I was like, oh God, he's gonna try and take a picture of me. So I avoid him all day. Bell rings. I'm scurrying out the building. There's a massive front lawn that I need to cross to my brother's waiting car. I am halfway across the lawn. Freedom is in sight. And then I hear him calling my name. I I don't know why I turned around and acknowledged him, but of course he's lumbering towards me as quickly as he can, out of breath, holding the camera up, saying, "Oh, hold on." I pause. He asks if he can get a picture. Oh, and another corny thing he did. Now, my teeth were super fucked up, and I would hated them. I did not show them often. I I was not an open-mouthed smiler or anything like that. He would always just be like, "Oh, love that smile." Like just weird shit. And he busts out the camera, asks if he can get a pic, and I'm like just like begrudgingly, like the definition of the word begrudgingly, just kind of paused in the yard like, "Hurry the fuck up, okay?" And he starts with the smile bullshit. "Oh, come on, let me see that smile." No, fuck that. So I just give like the most half-assed, fake-ass smile I can give, like a half smirk, really. And he snaps his photo, and I just say, "Okay, bye," and I fucking take off towards my brother's car. Now, summer goes by. I have a great time. I lose my virginity. Things are going great, and I am living my best life. But right before school starts, I remember, oh shit, I'm gonna have to see mankind again. School starts. Day one, he finds me in the hall. He has a large envelope with him. I am dreading what's in the envelope, but he chases me down and hands it to me and says, "Open it." Like he's waiting there with glee, with a gleeful look on his face, wanting to see my reaction to what's in the envelope. It's a big one too. It's like a 8 by 10. So I'm just like, what the fuck? Okay. I opened the fucking envelope, and inside is a small, regular sized version of the photo he took of me. Like developed at, Walgreens or whatever the fuck we used to do back then. And then, so there was a small one. Then there was a blown up 8 by 10 version. And then was a sheet of paper in which he had traced me onto, which, looked like a painstaking endeavor. He really put some work into that. But it was still like fucked up looking. Like, even though he did a direct trace job, it was still like, oh, like otherworldly, fucking bizarro world me. But anyway, he traces this photo onto a piece of paper and adds a talk bubble. And in the talk bubble, it says, I love mankind. And then there's also hearts around my head, too. This was the last straw. I yell in the middle of the hallway in front of all these people, I don't want this. And then there was always trash cans at the ends of hallways in school, and there was a trash can just a few feet away. So I walked over there and I threw it in the trash right in front of his face. And he got very upset, and I just quickly walked off. I also reported him to the school counselor that day. Um, and yeah, I think they sent him to alternative school. But I had to mention that there was blood in these letters, and I brought them the next day, showed them the letters, whatever the fuck. Sorry, don't cancel me years later for getting this kid kicked out of school. But that day, though, even though I had thrown the folder away in front of his face, when I swung back by the hallway, I got the envelope out of the trash, and I don't know, I just wanted it. I didn't want the drawing. I did throw the drawing away, but I kept the photo. I don't know why. I just kept the photo. Forgot all about it. Years and years and years later, this was probably like 2 or 3 years ago, or three, yeah, about 3 years ago now. I was at my mom's house, like just digging through old shit, and I found I found the small version of the photo, and I'm in hysterics, just cracking up, and my mom's like, "Wait, what are you laughing at?" And I just wave this picture in front of her face, and she has no concept of why this is a funny photo. But she's like, "Oh," because I'm still not a big photo taker. I don't like it. And she was like, "Oh," because I'm sure she had like zero pictures of me from that era, and she asked to put it on the fridge. So it's on the fridge at my mom's house to this day. That is the story of mankind. He later went on in life to become the produce manager of a local grocery store. So, I mean, he's a successful dude. Um, More power to him. I hope I run into him one day and I can apologize for getting him sent to a school that didn't allow you to have shoelaces on your shoes. Anyway, that's the story. It's almost 15 minutes long. Holy shit. Maybe listen to this while you're drifting off to sleep or taking a shit. I don't know. But yeah, enjoy. Bye.